Meet Jim, a struggling comedian in Los Angeles. He lived in a camper van with his family that was too small for everyone, so Jim and his brother had to sleep in a tent outside. Jim does small stand-up gigs wherever he can, but no one really knows who he is. But he was doing something strange at that time.
And I used to go up to Mulholland Drive every night, sit on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. You know, every director wants to work with me. And I used to like open my arms and imagine things, you know, things that I wanted to come in my way and stuff. It was a way of dealing with being completely out of work. I would stay up there until I actually believed that I had all these things. And then I would drive down the mountain feeling like the biggest star in Hollywood.
So the question is, how does a guy dreaming in his car end up predicting his own future? Anyone could do the same, but without the guarantee of reaching the same outcome. So why was he different? Here's the key most people miss. There's a clear difference between daydreaming and real visualization. Daydreaming is defined as passive escape into fantasy, while visualization is goal-oriented mental technique to create a desired future. Visualization works because it trains your brain toward a clear goal, and that's exactly what happened with Jim Carrey. Jim wasn't just imagining fame and money. He was visualizing with specific details. He saw the movies he wanted to make, the roles he wanted, the theaters showing his movies. He heard the audience laughing. He felt like it was already happening. Your brain is the most sophisticated machine in the universe. It can make you solve complex equations, create art, but it can also convince you that you are capable of nothing. But as sophisticated as it can be, it doesn't really know the difference between something you clearly imagine and something you actually experience. It is the same reason why when we watch a movie, we are able to believe in it. So when Jim visualized himself on stage making thousands of people laugh, his brain was literally building new neural pathways. By the time he stepped onto a real set, his brain treated it as a memory rather than a new challenge. When you repeatedly imagine something, your brain starts treating it as familiar, then possible, and eventually expected. Visualization unlocks something he wouldn't have noticed earlier. He began to see opportunities he would have ignored before, a casting call here, a producer looking for someone like him there, a small role that could open a door. Those opportunities were always there, but now his brain was tuned to recognize them. This is called selective attention. Your brain starts filtering reality based on what you believe is important, removing any irrelevant or distracting information. You can prove this with a simple experiment. Imagine a specific car you want to buy. Suddenly, you'll see it everywhere, not because it's more common, but because your brain has stopped deleting it from your conscious awareness. Pretty powerful, right? And this visualization is used by many successful people, no matter what background and milieu they emerge from. Oprah Winfrey, long before she became a global media icon, visualized herself hosting a show that would inspire millions. At the time, she was just reading the news at a small local station, but in her mind, she was already that version of herself. She later said, "I saw myself having deep conversations with extraordinary people. I felt the emotion of the audience. I saw the impact of every show." Michael Phelps visualized each of his races hundreds of times before competition. He imagined every movement, every breath, even what could go wrong. Result, 28 Olympic medals. Here is what most manifestation gurus won't tell you. For visualization to work, it has to be uncomfortable. Jim Carrey didn't just visualize the good, he visualized the ugly steps, rehearsing lines, failed auditions, and the sting for every rejection. He was mentally training for the life he wanted, not a sugar-coated version where everything was easy. And that makes a big difference. Top entrepreneurs use the power of their mind to visualize stress, pressure, exhaustion, and failure. Take, for example, Elon Musk. He thinks about successes that come with every project, but also every possible obstacle. So when problems actually happen, he doesn't panic, because in his mind, he already solved them. But why do you need to portray the ugly side? Because when you visualize the struggle, you remove the power of fear, ego, doubts, and self-sabotage that normally stops people from even trying. Visualization doesn't give you superpowers, it gives you clarity and creates certainty, which completely changes how your brain operates. Your mind stops fearing the unknown. Decisions become easier, fear becomes smaller, doubt becomes quieter, because you know exactly where you're going and how to reach it. It's not magic, it's focus. Your mind starts showing you what matters to move toward your goals. At the end of the day, your life today is shaped by your thoughts from yesterday, and your life tomorrow will be shaped by your thoughts today. Jim Carrey understood this in that old broken van in Los Angeles. He decided his thoughts were worth 10 minutes every night facing the Hollywood lights. The result? He became one of the highest paid actors of his generation. He didn't change his circumstances, he changed his thoughts, and his circumstances followed. Your brain is capable of stretching from being a genius to being its own worst enemy. And the difference between those two realities? The way you direct your thoughts. So tonight, when you close your eyes, ask yourself, are you daydreaming or visualizing?